Good morning and welcome to another live stream, another Super Saturday Soccer 6 predictions video / live stream here in South Wales. Looking out the window again this morning, it's very damp and dreary, but hopefully the football today will lift our spirits up and there'll be some sunshine. It's a bit cheesy, isn't it, for the rest of this weekend. But before we get into this week's predictions, let's have a quick look at how well we got on in last week's predictions. So, as you can see on the screen, once I get it up, go back to the results. Not round of 15, that was European matches during the week. It was last Saturday. So as you can see, I actually came away with 7 points. We had our first prediction correct of the week, which was the 1-1 draw between Millwall and Cardiff City, where I actually had a perfect score of 1-1. We also correctly predicted the home win for Bristol City over Derby. Of course, Derby, this week it's been confirmed that Wayne Rooney is the new manager of the Rams. And in the chat, first of the day is Ferris77. Good morning to you, Ferris. I hope you were doing well on this Saturday. Welcome in. Feel free, the rest of you, to say hello as well. And so let's have a quick look at the fixtures for this Saturday. And there we are. We've got one Premier League fixture, because there's only one Premier League fixture at 3 o'clock today, which is between Manchester City and Burnley. In the Championship, we've got Watford at home against Preston North End. We've also got Huddersfield at home against Middlesbrough, Norwich against Coventry, Rotherham versus AFC Bournemouth, and Sheffield Wednesday at home against Stoke. Lovesy 12, good morning, Mr. Morgan. Information services, yes. Hopefully I'm bringing you all the information you require for your fix of soccer or football on a Saturday morning. But Ian, it's great that you are here, joining me again, taking time out of your hectic schedule on a Saturday to join me here in the on the live stream. So, Manchester City even, coming up against Burnley. Now, I believe that Pep Guardiola has never actually lost a fixture against Sean Dyche. I think it's something like 13 matches or 13 or 14 matches, and Man City have won most of them. I think Burnley, it's either been a draw or one victory to Burnley, but it looks like it's going to be a Manchester City victory in this one. However, I think last week Burnley did get their first 3 points of the season. So if we have a look at Manchester City's last 6 results, last weekend, of course, they suffered defeat away against Tottenham 2-0. Prior to that, it was a 1-1 draw against against Liverpool at home. Prior to that, they gained a victory over Sheffield United. Draws also against Leeds away, West Ham away, and a 1-0 victory at home against Arsenal. So in those previous 6 fixtures, we've only seen Manchester City scored once in those games, and before suffering defeat against Tottenham last weekend, where they came away with a 2-0 defeat as well. So midweek as well, they were in European action. I think they won 1-0 against Olympiacos. I think it was Phil Foden who appears on the thumbnail today on this live stream against Olympiacos. Of course, now Burnley, as we said, they are out of the relegation zone with that win last time out against Crystal Palace. Of course, Crystal Palace last night losing at home against Newcastle 2-0. Callum Wilson and Joe Linton on the score sheet. Very surprising to see Joe Linton, but I think in his fantasy football, those of you who do play fantasy football, he came away with a very lovely haul of points. So, yeah, as we said, Burnley beating Crystal Palace last time out 1-0. Prior to that, there was 0-0 draw to Brighton. So they against Brighton away. So they are sort of defensively haven't conceded in their last 2 Premier League matches. Prior to that, it was two difficult fixtures against Chelsea and Tottenham, where they suffered defeat 3-0 against Chelsea and Tottenham. It was a 1-0 deficit, both of those games at home. Prior to that, it was a 0-0 draw against the struggling West Brom, who are 19th in the table as we speak. And prior to that, it was a 3-1 away defeat against Newcastle. So then, guys, what are we thinking? Are we thinking this one's going to be a Manchester City win? I think in my Premier League predictions video on Wednesday, I did go for a 2-0 home win. I think I am going to stick with that. But in the chat, let's have a look. Harry Critchlow, good morning to you, Harry. I hope you are doing well on this fine Saturday morning, approaching lunchtime here in the UK. Not sure where you are in the world. And Ian loves me. Oh, you're in work this morning. You're actually watching this in work, Ian, in your department there in Swansea, and you've actually gone for a 4-0 victory to Manchester City. Ferris77, the biggest problem Manchester City this season is scoring goals, and very predictable game style by Pep, but I think today is 2-0. Yeah, I agree, Ferris, as well. They have found goal scoring very difficult to come by recently, as we've seen in midweek against Olympiacos, just a solitary one goal, and prior to last week, they were just scoring one goal in their fixtures as well. Harry Critchlow has gone for a 3-1 victory to Manchester City. Yeah, I think, okay, Burnley, resolute defence in the last two fixtures, not conceding goals. They are coming up against Manchester City. They're really looking to kickstart their season. Of course, they're in 14th position in the league table at the moment. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a home victory to Manchester City in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. But let's have a look at what the rest of the Sky community is saying in this fixture. They are actually 99% of the Sky community are going for a Manchester City victory. Just the 1% going for a draw in this one. So, yeah, everything is pointing towards a Manchester City victory. However, this is football and anything can happen at any time, particularly in the Championship, which we will come on to very soon. But, yeah, I'm going to stick with that 2-0 win. Right, next fixture is the first one in the Championship, and this is between Watford and Preston North End. I think Preston North End last weekend actually gained their first home victory of the season, I think it was. Let's just move into the Championship. I'm using soccerstats.com on the screen. I've also got up whoscored.com as well, which we'll have a look in a little bit more depth when we come to the Norwich fixture a little bit later on in this live stream. But we have got, as I say, Watford. Let's just bring that up by there. Watford at home against Preston. Now, Watford find themselves in 6th position at the moment, only gaining 2 victories in those last 6 fixtures. Last time out was a 0-0 draw against Bristol City away from home, and prior to that was a QPR draw as well away from home. Prior to that, they did gain 2 victories at home, which was against Stoke City, very good victory, that one, 3-2, and also 3-2 at home against Coventry, who do like to play good football. Prior to that, they suffered defeat away against Barnsley, and prior to that, back on the 27th of October, it was a 1-1 draw. So let's have a look at Preston North End. Preston find themselves in 15th position. They've actually lost 4 of their last 6 fixtures. Midweek, of course, they played Blackburn at home, and that was a 3-0 defeat. But prior to that, they did gain their first victory of the season at home against second from bottom Sheffield Wednesday, where they came away with a 1-0 victory. Prior to that, it was losses away against Rotherham, a victory on the road against Reading, high-flying Reading, although Reading now find themselves just outside the playoff picture in 7th position. Prior to that, they were setting the pace, but they are looking to drop it off now, Reading. But yeah, prior to that, Preston Reading victory, they suffered defeat at home against Millwall 0-2 and a 2-1 scoreline against Birmingham City. So let's have a look what you guys are saying in the chat. Harry Klitschko has gone for a Watford Watford 2, Preston North End 2. Ferris77 has gone for Watford 2, Preston North End 1. And Ian Loves Eden number 12, has gone for a Watford 2-1 victory. Let's have a look what the rest of the Sky community are saying. Stats-wise, yeah, 84% have actually gone for a Watford home win in this one. Draw, there's been 13%, and only 3% are going for an away victory to Preston North End. Now let's just have a quick look at. I just want a quick look at Preston's away form this season. I'm not sure if this is all going to fit on the screen for you guys there. So away from home, Preston have actually won 4 times, so they are a lot stronger on the road than they are at home. But in their last away fixture, it was a defeat against Rotherham. So, can Preston get anything in this fixture? Looking at those results as well, I believe Preston have actually scored. Yes, they have. They have actually scored a goal, at least one goal, in each of their away fixtures. So it looks like Preston will get on the score sheet against Watford. If we just go back and have a look at Watford's form for the season, we actually see them in 6th position at the moment. Last 2 fixtures at home, they have actually gained victory, and prior to that it was draw. So they haven't actually suffered defeat at home all season. They have actually won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games at home this season, and the other one was a draw, I believe. Yes, it was. It was against Bournemouth, who are up in the playoff picture themselves. Bournemouth actually, sorry, not in the playoff. They're actually in the automatic positions at the moment in 2nd position. So, the chat, thinking this is going to be a Watford victory here. I think they will gain victory in this one. It's just by how many goals. Will we see another 3-2 win, which we've seen in the last 2 home matches? What they've done, though, Watford, first match of the season, they scored 1. Second match was 1. Third match was 3. Fourth was 1. Then 5th and 6th was 3 goals. They haven't actually recorded 2 goals at home. So are we going to go, if it's 1, it'll be a 1-1 draw. If we could see a 3-1 victory. Now that is intriguing. So either going to be 3-1 or 2-1. Now to remember, in this Soccer Saturday Super 6, to gain the, was it £250,000 prize money, I think that's what it is this week, you have to get every single scoreline correct. So Preston North End, good on the road. Watford, very good at home. Yeah, I'm going to keep along with the chart. I'm going to go with Ferris with this one, and Ian. I am actually going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Hornets. Next up, in the Championship again, we've got Huddersfield at home against Middlesbrough. Now, if we look at the table, Huddersfield, let's go back to the main table, I think, rather than the summary one there. Huddersfield find themselves in 16th position, only 1 victory in their last 6 fixtures. Middlesbrough, high-flying Middlesbrough, find themselves in 8th position, only suffering defeat once in their last 6 fixtures, managed, of course, by former Cardiff City manager Neil Warnock. Last time out, they gained a home victory against Derby. Prior to that, they suffered defeat at home against Norwich, but prior to that, they gained 2 draws and 2 victories. And in those 4 matches, they didn't actually concede a goal. So in their last 6 fixtures, they've only conceded 1 goal. So that is very interesting. Very, very strong defence. If in doubt, give it a clout. Get rid of that ball, as we know from Middlesbrough. But they are away in this fixture. Okay, they haven't actually gained victory in their last 2 away fixtures. Let's have a quick look at how they've got on in their away from home this season. They've actually gained 1 victory in all their outings in this season. Huddersfield, Middlesbrough. What are we thinking, guys? In the chat, Ian has gone for a 1-0 victory to Middlesbrough. Interesting. Will they gain their second away victory of the season? Let's have a look at Huddersfield's form this season at home. Okay, they started off the season with a home defeat against Norwich. Norwich, of course, find themselves top of the tree in first position in the Championship. Prior to that, Huddersfield won they've won twice at home this season. They've also suffered defeat 3 times this season. Okay, last time out in the league, they gained a 0-0 draw against Wycombe. Prior to that, it was a loss against Stoke, and prior to that, it was a draw at home against Luton before losing against Bristol City. So they haven't actually gained a victory for 5 matches now, and they haven't actually won at home since the 20th of October. So a bit of dire form, struggling really to get anything at home or away since October or mid-October in the league. Ferris77, Ferris has actually gone for a 1-0 defeat as well. Yeah, Middlesbrough don't concede many goals, so they're going to be resolute at the back. It's just a matter of will they be able to score at the other end. Harry Critchlow, Huddersfield Town 2, Middlesbrough 1. A little bit of a surprise there Harry is going for. Interesting, Mr. Bond. How can we do this? What should we do? Yes, I think Middlesbrough, very strong this season. They haven't got the best playing squad in the league. However, they are getting the results. I'm going to have to agree with the chat. I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to Middlesbrough this season, which could see them propel into the playoffs. So, before we move on to the next fixture, let's have a look what the Sky community say. Yeah, 11% of people are going for a Huddersfield home win. A draw of 44% of the people, and Middlesbrough, 45% of the Sky community have gone for an away win. Borough's games are low scoring, 1 goal maximum in this match. Yeah, not a lot of goals. You don't see many goals. You saw that when Warnock was in charge of Cardiff. Okay, they did get a few victories by more than 1 goal, but normally it was them grinding out the wins 1 or 2-0. So yeah, as you can see, I've gone for an away victory to Middlesbrough 1-0. The next up, we've got Norwich at home against Coventry. Now, before we have a look at this one a little bit more in depth, let's have a look at how well these two teams are doing in the league. So Norwich, of course, find themselves in first position. Coventry find themselves in 21st position, lowly, but they did gain a victory earlier this week away against Cardiff City. So, actually, was it? Yeah, actually, it was at home against Cardiff. So apologies. Yeah, I think I'm trying to forget that game. That's why I can remember as at home as well. We don't want another defeat for Cardiff today. But yeah, let's move on. So we're looking at Norwich. Excellent forms in their last 6 fixtures. In the last 3 matches, they've gained victory as well. An away win against Stoke City, which was very good. A superb win away against Middlesbrough. Before that, a good win against Swansea. Prior to that, a 0-0 home draw against Millwall. And then they had victory away against Bristol City. And prior to that, it was a 1-1 draw. So they've actually had some very, very tough fixtures over these last 6 matches. Gaining 3 victories in their last 3 matches as well, 2 of those being away from home. Now, Coventry, they do find themselves in 21st position, gaining a victory, as we said, home against Cardiff. Prior to that, it was a 0-0 draw at home against Birmingham. Before that, they had 2 away defeats, 3-2 against Watford and Nottingham Forest, which was 2-1. Prior to that, they gained a very good victory over Reading, 3-2. And prior to that, a 2-0 reverse away against Middlesbrough. So, what do we say? Norwich City. Now, I do know that Norwich have a lot of injuries at the moment. So, I know Daniel Farker. Norwich injury crisis. Just reading this off WhoScored.com. Took another turn for the worse in midweek as Tim Krul suffered an injury. Michael McGovern will deputise this weekend in goals. Youngster Adam Ida, I think it is, and Bali Mumba are both sidelined until February with knee injuries. Emir Bwanda Dia is suspended, and he was sent off on Tuesday night. So forgive me for the pronunciation of this next name. Zemesflor Placenta, I think it is, will return to the starting 11. Jordan Hugwell is also out, so Timo Pukki will lead the line once again. Now, I actually thought Pukki was going to be out for this fixture, but let's have a look on the news now, where Daniel Farke provides worrying Norwich City injury update ahead of the Coventry City clash. Now, what they're saying on news now, while that loads, as we said, yeah, Norwich City retained top spot in the Championship over Tuesday evening's away win over Stoke City. Canaries found themselves 3 goals, blah, blah, blah. But Bwonder was shown a second yellow card, which he saw the Potters go get back into the game as Tyrese and Nathan Collins reduced the deficit on the night, although the Canaries held on for the win. One worrying sight for Norwich fans was seeing goalkeeper Tim Krul, as we already know, taken off before half-time with injury problems. Speaking at a post-match parent conference after the win over Potters, Norwich boss Daniel Farke issued a frustrating injury update on Krul as he was forced off. Muscle injury, anything else on there to reveal that Norwich forward Timo Pukki had a hamstring problem that saw him withdraw before the conclusion of the win over Stoke. So it's touch and go whether Pukki will actually be available for this fixture. Norwich are set to take on Coventry City this weekend in what could potentially be a tricky test for the Canaries at Carrow Road as they look to retain top spot in the Championship. So injury problems all over the place there for Norwich. So what are we saying, guys? What are we saying in this one? In the Sky community, 92% of the community is saying a victory for Norwich. 6% are going for the draw, and 2% are going for a Coventry away win. Let's have a look what they're saying in the chat. So Harry Critchlow, I should say, not the boxers, of course, the Klitschko brothers. Sorry about that, Harry. You may have been called that in the past by your friends, your mates, your girlfriend, your wife. Indeed, you may only be a teenager in school. What am I talking about? What am I going on? Harry has gone for a 3-1 home win to Norwich City in this fixture. Actually see Coventry score. That's interesting, yeah. Coventry could get on the score sheet in this one. First 77 has gone for a home win, again, of 2-1 to Norwich. Ian Livesey, number 12, has gone for a 2-0 victory to Norwich. And Ferris 77 has actually gone for, he thinks Pukki will score 2 goals today. What are we thinking? I'm just going to have a quick look back at Norwich's. So they've scored 17 goals in the Championship this season and conceded 10. That is just under 1 goal a game they are conceding. Coventry have actually scored 13 goals, so they're actually scoring on average 1 goal a game. I think Norwich will win, even though they have a severe injury crisis there at Carrow Road, as Farke has said. Could we get a draw in this one? Could we, or will Norwich continue their fine form start to the season, which they find themselves in first position on 27 points, of course, just in front of Bournemouth, who are on 26. Let's have a look. They conceded 2 goals last time out against Stoke. Prior to that, they hadn't actually conceded since the 31st of October, where, what are we going to do? Yeah, haven't conceded at home. I'm going to go, it's either going to be 1 goal or 2-0, guys. Yeah, they've scored 2 goals there prior to that. One, it was against Swansea. Swansea defence. I actually watched Coventry intensely on day, and their goalkeeper was very good on the night. Keeping the ball away from their area. It's just like if there's any danger, they'll give it the old heave ho. Are we talking 1 goal or 2 goals? This is for £250,000, guys. £250,000 up for grabs. It is a toss of a coin, this one. Yeah, I'm going to lock this in. And I'm going to go, not the 1 goal. I am in fact going to lock in 2-0 to Coventry to Norwich in this fixture. But I'm very wary because of the injury problems there at Carrow Road at the moment. So next up, we've got Rotherham at home against Bournemouth. Now, Rotherham at the moment find themselves in the dizzy heights for them that we've seen in the past few seasons. They are actually in 19th position. They've actually gained 2 victories in their last 6 fixtures. However, in the last 2 games, they lost 3-2 away against QPR and 1-0 away against Swansea. Seems like Swansea this season, forgive me, Ian, for saying, scoring a lot of their games. They're just sneaking over the line. Prior to that, they beat Preston, who've been... No, they lost, sorry. Yeah, sorry, they beat Preston at home. Preston being very impressive on the road, of course. Prior to that, they suffered defeat at home against Luton and suffered defeat away against Stoke before beating Sheffield Wednesday at home. So at home, Rotherham have been fairly decent. They have only gained 3 victories out of 13 matches this season, scoring 12 goals and conceding 16. They're on -4 goal difference and 12 points in the league. They are coming up against a Bournemouth side who have been very impressive in their last 6 fixtures, just suffering defeat once in those games, and that defeat was away against Sheffield Wednesday, surprisingly. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, second from bottom in the table. But in their last 3 fixtures, they've gained 2 wins at home against Nottingham Forest and Reading, and beating Burnley away. So everything really does point to a Bournemouth victory in this one. I think Bournemouth will win this one. They have started the season very strongly. Okay, a couple of times I have watched them, they to me, they do look a little bit vulnerable at the back. So in these last 6 fixtures, they have conceded, 2, 3, 4 goals in their last 6 fixtures. So Rotherham could find themselves on the score sheet. However, let's have a look. Rotherham have scored 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goals. Could we see a goal for Rotherham? Let's have a look at that defence again. Yeah, Forest, lowly Forest. Forest scoring many goals this season? They're not. Well, not away from home anyway. And of course, Bournemouth are away. So, I think, yeah, let's have a look what the Sky community is saying. So, we've got 2% of people of the Sky community saying that Rotherham are going to win this one. We've got 6% saying that there's going to be a draw. And 91%, a very high figure, think that Bournemouth are going to gain victory in this one. Let's have a look what the chat are saying. Harry Critchlow, you pronounce your name correctly there, Harry, has gone for a free draw. Wow, can't see that one happening. Wonder what the odds are like on that one. Ian has gone for a 3-1 victory to Bournemouth. Ferris 77 has gone for 2-0 win to Bournemouth, and Harry Doherty has gone to 2-0 to Bournemouth. Welcome, Harry. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for being there each and every week in the predictions video, and good luck again for this week's Premier League fixtures. But you've gone for a 2-0 victory to Bournemouth. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go for an away victory to Bournemouth, but I think Rotherham will score in this one. I'm going to give them a goal, but it's whether Bournemouth are going to score 2 or 3 goals. Let's just have a quick look at Bournemouth's ratio. You see, 4 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals. They are away from home. They are scoring goals. Just want to drill a little bit deeper into Bournemouth's. Yeah, let's have a look. They have scored 1 goal, 3 goals, 1 goal, 1 goal, 0 goals, 3 goals. So they haven't actually. This actually could end up in a draw. No, I am going to go for a 2-1 away victory. Yeah, let's lock it in, shall we, guys? 2-1 away victory to Bournemouth. And the final fixture of this Super Saturday Soccer 6 sees lowly Sheffield Wednesday come up against Stoke City, who for the past few seasons have had terrible times, but looking really good this season. So Sheffield Wednesday find themselves at the moment down in 23rd position, whereas Stoke are hitting the heady heights for them. They're in ninth position. So the form-wise, Sheffield Wednesday have only won once in their last 6 fixtures, which was a home victory over Bournemouth. Last week they drew away against Swansea City midweek. Prior to that, last weekend, they suffered defeat against Preston away. They also had a draw away against Millwall. Prior to that, they gained that 1-0 victory over Bournemouth. Very good win that one was. And prior to that, they suffered defeat on the road against Wycombe and Rotherham, respectively. So, what can we expect against this Stoke? Will they get a draw? Will they get a win? Well, Stoke haven't actually gained any draws in their last 6 fixtures. Last time out, they suffered defeat away against, at home against Norwich, which was 3-2. Prior to that, they had some good wins against home against Huddersfield and Reading, and prior to that was defeat against Watford. Sandwich in between that and Swansea defeat was a home win against Rotherham. Let's drill down into Stoke City's away form. So Stoke this season have actually gained 2 victories on the road, which was against, actually 3 victories, a 1-0 away win against Preston, a 2-0 away win against Luton, and a 3-0 away win against Reading. So when they do win on the road, they don't concede. If they lose, then they've suffered twice, haven't they? Against Swansea, which was 2-0, and 3-2 against Watford, and both of those teams are high flying. Now, Sheffield Wednesday near the bottom of the table. Stoke haven't actually drawn a match away from home this season since the very first game of the season, which was against Millwall. They also drawn at home against Barnsley and Birmingham. So this one is a tough one to call, particularly with Sheffield Wednesday. Interesting. Would it be a draw? I don't think Sheffield Wednesday are going to win this one, but they did beat Bournemouth. So this one is very tricky. What are you guys saying in the chat? Sheffield Wednesday 0, Stoke City 2 for Harry Klitschko. Ferris77 has gone for a 1-1 draw. And Ian has gone for a 2-0 victory to Stoke. Sandwiching, when is your favourite Liverpool? I presume, Harry, who is your favourite Liverpool player? Ooh, well, I'm not a supporter of Liverpool. However, my favourite Liverpool player of all time is Ian Rush. Obviously, he played for Wales. Scored a hatful of goals in the 80s and 90s for Liverpool. But my favourite current Liverpool player, I don't really have one. I do admire likes of Mane and actually, I was going to say Mohamed Salah. I do like Mohamed Salah. Whenever he's in the box, he always shoots, looks for goal. But I'm going to have to say Virgil van Dijk. I've actually seen Van Dijk in the flesh play, and he is one of the most accomplished defenders, unruffled defenders that I've ever seen live. So I'll have to go Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, Ian Rush all time, probably closely followed by I don't know, somebody like Craig Johnson or Jan Molby, probably. But yeah, Ian Rush all time and Van Dijk for the current squad. Let's have a look. So Sheffield Wednesday 1, Stoke 1. Ferris is saying, of course, and Ian Lovely Stoke 2-0. Now I haven't actually had any draws in this Soccer 6 this week. Will Stoke get another draw? Let's have a look what Stoke have done in the last 3 fixtures once again. My favourite football team, Harry Klitschko. Bluebird Legend, come on. Bluebirds. Cardiff City, of course. Come on. Harry, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, because each and every week I make my predictions for the Premier League. That usually comes out on a Wednesday evening. But yeah, Bluebirds, Cardiff City. Hopefully we'll win this afternoon, because we need those 3 points. We're not doing very well at the moment in the league. But back to this fixture. Back onto the Soccer 6. Sheffield Wednesday against Stoke. 17% are going for a Sheffield Wednesday victory. A draw of 28%. And Stoke City 55%. I think I'm going to have to go for a draw in this one. Yeah, even though I'm edging ever so slightly towards a Stoke victory, I think Sheffield Wednesday are going to get something in this fixture. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. And Jack, can you stop spamming the chat, please? Thank you for calling me a legend, Blue legend. I do appreciate that, but please don't spam it in the chat, or I will have to put you into timeout, unfortunately. Any more of that, Jack, I'm going to put you into timeout. Right. So, anyway, as I said, 1-1 scoreline between Sheffield Wednesday and Stoke. So, as usual at this time, we have the golden goal prediction. When do we think the first goal will go in? I'm going to challenge Jeff again this week, but do we think it's going to be another 10-minute goal? What are we saying in the chat? Do you think there will be a goal in the first 10 minutes? Thank you, Jack Legend. Cheers. I think that the first goal is going to go in 6 minutes. What are we saying in the chat? Do you agree or do you disagree with me? When do you think that golden goal will be? Harry Klitschko, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, got a very special day here tomorrow in South Wales. I'll probably be relaxing, watching the football, kicking back because I'm back in work next week. I've actually had a week off work, so yeah, I'm going to be relaxing, getting myself together, and gearing up for work on Monday while I'm enjoying the football on Super Sunday. Maybe I'll do another predictions video. You never know. But Jack Watson, what do you predict for our game against Southampton? Before I get on to that, though, answer your question, though, Jack. 6 minutes. Has anybody got any idea when the first goal will go in today in these 6 fixtures? Is anybody going to disagree with me for that 6? Give me a thumbs up if you like 6, or let me know if you think the golden goal, this is when the first... Where do I work? I work in South Wales. That's all I can say about that history. So Ferris77 has actually gone for a 9th minute goal by Riyad Mahrez. That's what he said for Manchester City, of course. Jack Watson, I reckon it'll be 3-1 to yes. I'll come on to that in a moment, Jack. But I'm going to go for 6 minutes for the golden goal. I'm going to submit my entry. I'm not going to claim any offers on the Sky things, but if I put a £10 on this accumulator, we would see returns of £416.46. If I put a £5 on this, it would come back at £208.23, which is at 40 to 1. And if I put a solitary £2, it would come back as £83.29. Not really a better man at the moment. Harry Klitschko has actually gone for 1 minute. Love your accent, pal. Thank you very much, Jack. Where do you live in? Actually, Jack, where are you from? I'm from South Wales in the UK. I'm not sure if I've got much of an accent. A lot of people actually say, which I don't like, actually sound like I come from Bristol, but I'm not aware. I'm not aware. I do not come from. I don't come from England. I come from Wales in the UK. But thank you for that, Jack. Where in the world are you from, Jack? Are you from America? Are you from New Zealand, South Africa, somewhere in Asia, perhaps? Or are you in Scotland? Hello, Mark. Sorry, good to see you in the chat. Again, we've gone through all our predictions this morning, but it's very good afternoon to you, Mark. I'm from Bradford, mate. That's where I live. Ah, right. Are you a fan of Bradford, or are you a fan of Manchester United, as you've got in your little thumbnail there? But Halifax, West Yorkshire. Well done. England, yes. Bradford, England, of course. Good luck to all the teams that you support today. So yeah, going back to the Soccer 6, if my results come in, we could be looking at something like £82, but we're going for the big one. We're going for the £250,000 for this day. So that concludes our predictions in the Super Soccer Saturday Super 6. Get my teeth around these. I have to put them back in. It's one of those tongue twisters that you have. There's actually a Super 6 extra on Sunday as well. Maybe I'll look at that. Look at that tomorrow. Jack Watson, through thick and thin. That must be Manchester United or Bradford. When is your birthday? It's very soon, but I'm not going to tell you, Harry. Right then. I think Jack was asking a little bit, what do you predict for our game against Southampton? Now, if you would have seen the predictions video, I bring up predictions every week, Jack, earlier in the week. I will just tell you what my prediction for that match was. I think it was a Southampton victory, unfortunately for you. I think I went for a narrow win for the Saints. I think it might have even been 1-0 there, Jack. But I will tell you now. Where are we? I have actually gone for, drumroll please, drumroll. I've actually gone for a 2-1 victory for Southampton over Manchester United. Now, I know that Manchester United have won their last 2 fixtures, but I think the form of the Saints, I've gone for a home win there for Southampton. Now, Nathan, my partner in crime, who doesn't join me too often or at all so far in the live streams, but in our predictions video, he actually went for a 1-0 win to the Saints in this one. Jack also, Ollie's at the wheel, though, hence why we will win the Champions League. Yeah, you never know with that, Jack. No, sorry, Jack. Yeah, I have predicted, unfortunately for you, a Southampton win. Sorry about that, but that's just the way I feel and the way I think Manchester United's season is going at the moment. I'm sorry. Yeah, how could I, Jack? Sorry about that one. Oh no, don't do that. I'm sure I will be predicting Manchester United to win in the coming weeks. They're doing awfully well, really well in Europe, of course, this season. So yeah, I'm sure in the coming weeks, Manchester United will gain some more victories. But thank you for joining me anyway this morning, Jack. So is there anything else you'd like to add before I go? Coming up to 6:30 this morning. Mark missed your predictions. Tell you what, Mark, I will just go through the predictions now for you on the screen. Just for you, Mark, special request. So I've gone for a 2-0 victory for Manchester City over Burnley. I've gone for a 2-1 home victory for Watford over Preston North End. I've gone for a Huddersfield defeat at home against Middlesbrough, 1-0. I've gone for a 2-0 victory for Norwich over Coventry, despite Norwich's injury crisis. But looking at their form and the way Coventry play out, I wasn't that impressed with them midweek. I've gone for a 2-0 home victory to the Canaries. I've also gone for an away victory to Bournemouth against Rotherham, and I've gone for the only draw of these 6 fixtures between Sheffield Wednesday and Stoke, but that one's a very difficult one to call. That could end up victory to the Owls or to Stoke. Bruno Legend. I'm not sure what that means, Mark, but thank you anyway, and thank you for joining me, even though you're late, but that doesn't matter. You can always watch the live stream back later, probably when it goes live, when it's uploaded to YouTube, which will probably be in the early hours or late this afternoon, depending. But for now, if there's anything you'd like to add or ask me before I go, I'm going to leave it like that for the rest of the day. I'm going to be watching this afternoon Cardiff City in action at home against Luton. Nathan, by the way, is going to be live streaming later in the next couple of hours that Cardiff City versus Luton match. So make sure you go over to his channel. If you haven't got a link for his channel, it's normally on my on the front page of my my YouTube channel. Just there's the links there. If not, just do a search in Google for NWM or in YouTube, and that'll take you straight through to his channel. Mark Chapman, more of the same. I've gone 3-0 City and an away victory to Stoke. Bruno Fernandes, super Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals last week, and of course victory midweek for Manchester United. I think it might have been again in European competition, but yeah, I will leave it like that. Hope everybody has enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, then please remember to leave a thumbs up. It helps the channel so much for the algorithm and all that. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure you subscribe, and if you haven't got a notification bell turned on, make sure you turn that on, because each and every Saturday I'll try and bring you these live streams. So if you've got the bell on, you will get notified when these live streams go live or when I schedule them in as well. Remember, I may be live with Nathan again this afternoon on his channel. Depends on whether I can get the live stream of Cardiff City up on this one. But I'm going to leave it all for now. Yeah, cheers, Mark. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, everybody else, for joining me. All of those who've contributed in the chat this morning and early this afternoon. But I'll leave it there. I'll see you again on Tuesday or Wednesday for the Premier League predictions and next Saturday as well. But you've all been